She ain't nowhere near my age, so. And my whole point is that in my head, like, that's becoming a style. Silver is a style. I said when I really get that old and black hair is not for me anymore, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go into the weave. It'll probably be out of style, so it'll blend right into me. It'll be like, oh, she old, but look at her hair. Now if I put it in my hair, I'll be like, oh, that's a style. Look at that old lady following the style. No, I'll put it in my hair to represent my age. She got on a diamond dress. It looked like a diamond dress. People be... And these designers be making these crazy clothes because they know people gonna buy them. Please. All right, so I got one more pill. All right, so now back to Michelle. So this piece of hairs be getting on my nerves. They be sticking in my eye, making me think my eyelashes is that long. No, oops, I just popped it off good. So now, I would tell her, well, you need to go to Cheryl. You need to go to Pastor Glover. You need to go to Bishop. She never go to Bishop. She never go to Pastor Glover. She confronts Cheryl, but she confronts Cheryl with an attitude. So Cheryl got her own little way of coming back at you too. And if you make Cheryl mad, she the type of person, her little demon spirit, she come back to get you. If she told you that you gonna sing a song and you made her mad, she gonna go give that song to your opponent. Somebody that you don't like. And that's what goes on in our church. I don't know what goes on in your church. And it's really none of my business. But that's what goes on in my church. When somebody does something or says something that the next person doesn't like, how they come back at them. If you're a drummer and they know that you can play the drum, right? They'll go get the other drummer. It don't even necessarily have to be somebody that you don't like. Just get another drummer. And the service that's coming up may involve you, or you may be in charge of it, or it's just a service coming up. And they'll go get that drummer. And you'll be prepared and ready, and you be like, okay, I'm gonna get here early so I can work with the drum. And that other person will come and tell you, well, they said that I'm playing. How they said you playing? They ain't tell me nothing. This is me playing. I'm supposed to play this service. This is my Sunday to play. I don't know nothing about that, but this is what they told me. They'll never confront you. They'll never tell you what they want to do. They'll always send the devil. So if you notice, let's go down in the spiritual realm. The devil has imps and God has angels, right? So when God makes a decision of something that he's going to do, everybody is assigned, every angel is assigned to do whatever it is that God wants them to do. But there are times that God does his own work. Okay. You spoke to her? Yeah. All right. All right. Lock my door. Close my... Wait. Take him. I don't want you... I'm making a video. I don't want you interrupting me. So therefore, they'll get this drummer to replace you, but it's all because you're mad. They're mad with you. So now next Sunday, when that drummer that you got to play in the place of me, because you're mad with me, when that drummer come to play, you go to that drummer and you tell that drummer, no, we're going to have Sharon play today. She's actually the drummer. Maybe they won't go. Let me rewind a bit. Maybe they won't personally go to the drummer, but they'll go up in the pulpit. And they'll say, well, from now on, we're going to have Evangelist Jordan play the drum. She is our drummer. We don't got... The other drummers ain't got no business coming in here taking the drum. Now, that's makeup now. Now you want to make up. You done hurted me. You done saw how it affect me, because back then, I let my feelings be on my sleeves. So when people did something to me, I responded. Service must this segment must be geared to her, because she doing it. And actually, that ain't even white. That's blonde. That's blonde, a honey blonde. So so you saw how I respond to me. You saw how it made me feel. So now you want to make up, because I always say God done whip you, done got you while you was trying to pray, and your prayer couldn't go nowhere until you repented and said, all right, Lord, I'm sorry for what I did to Sharon or Sister Jordan or dog Cat, and I'm going to make it up when I see her. And then your prayer go through. Okay. So now, my thing with her is that it seemed like that's never done. I never hear her saying anything about I went to prayer, I'm going to pray about it, I'm going to fast about it. A lot of times things would come up and I would tell her, all right, I'm going on a fast. Come on, you fast with me. You see what I'm saying? But I would tell her, let me finish that sentence, but it would never be an in-depth fast, where she actually took the time out to fast. Not wake up, not start 12 o'clock and say, okay, I'm fasting today, and just, going about your business, about your normal routine and fast, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that I'm so in the Lord, but the times that God leads me on a fast, I go in depth with him. And then there are sometimes he leads me on a fast where it's just a fast. Sometimes it's a fast of obedience. Sometimes it's a fast of preparation. Sometimes it's a fast to get things off of me. It depends on what the fast is for and why I'm being led on a fast. And sometimes I just go on a fast myself. If I feel something is coming against me or something is going to happen and I'm not sure of what it's going to be, I'll be like, well, you know what? I would tell her, I said, well, I'm going on a fast. Before we got sat down, the Lord led, that was a led fast. The Lord led me to go on a fast, and I told her, I said, all right, we're going to go on that. You could fast too. You should fast too. Come with me on a fast. I don't know whether she fasted or not, but let me tell you something. When the time came that they sat us down, it showed that she didn't fast, because she went, and oh my God, I was like, what? She was yelling. She was screaming. She was crying. I was crying. And her mother saw it, and her mother looked at me and said, you too? I was like, yeah. And I was trying to calm her down, and the person that sat us down was just looking at her. But see, she spoke to me first, and God led me to go to church real early. I was at the church by 9:10, and I can't remember me ever since then or before then getting to church at 9:10. before the Sunday school took place. And God took me in a fast about I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks, give or take 2 weeks before that happened. And I said, I don't know why. I said, but I'm going in the fast. Something prior to that happened. I said, I feel something is going to happen. Something going to take place. I said, so I'm going to go. The Lord is leading me into a fast, so I'm going to fast. So I went those 2 weeks fast straight through, praying and fasting, asking God to take it off of me, asking God to take me through it. Help, Lord, help me. Crying, all that stuff. Crying, boo-hooing like somebody died. Not knowing that what was going to take place was not going to affect me naturally. It was going to affect me spiritually. So that I had to get my spiritual side strengthened. Because when you fast, you become strengthened. When you fast, you become knowledgeable. When you fast, you go in levels in God. You see what I'm saying? And when I say levels is levels. I'm not talking about what's that? An elevation. I'm not talking about an elevation. I think after you go through those levels in God, then an elevation come in God. Not through men. It comes in God. And God tells you first. Now, maybe he tell the leader, I guess, depending on where the leader is with him. So I'm going to put the leader there. He tells the leader, and then he tells you. Right? And that's where a lot of people make mistakes. Once God tells them what they're going to be, then they go to their leader and tell their leader, well, this is what the Lord told me to be, and I'm going to be it. Now, right then and there may not be the time for you to be a minister, an elder, an evangelist. May not be the time right there. Maybe the time ain't till 10 years later. You see what I'm saying? You have to go through a preparation. So you get mad when your leader tells you, no, not yet, you're not ready, or whatever the case may be. Then you get mad. I'm speaking from experience. I didn't get mad, but I got indignified. You know what I'm saying? So anyway. So I went on in the fast. Did the fast. When I went there, got there 9:10. She came early. Nobody was there but my bishop and his wife. The bishop was upstairs and I was downstairs with the wife, talking to the wife, which is the mother of the church. And then the pastor came in. And she said she wanted to talk to me. So she had pulled me to a little area within the place where the mother was. And I was saying to myself, well, shouldn't we go in your office? This is kind of private. Maybe it ain't all that private. So I said, we're not going to go in your office? So she smiled, did that little smirk smile, but we never went in the office. We never went into office. I don't know, maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe she didn't want me to see her office. Or maybe it was too hot in there, or whatever. So we went into the kitchen. And she told me what she was going to tell me. And, you know, I expressed my feelings towards it. I gave her my opinions on certain things. I told her I didn't understand it. I kept asking her, did God tell you to do this? Did you go to God on this? That was the first time I ever approached my leaders in reference to God. And that opened up my eyes and showed me, due to the fact that God had led me on a fast, that showed me that any decisions that I make, I'm going to God first. Okay? So that was the beginning of my obedience to God. That was the beginning of my obedience to my leaders. Because prior to that, I was obedient, but I was obedient in my own way. Okay, but that was the beginning of the breakdown for me in a spiritual realm. So that's why I had to go on that fast for 2 to 3 weeks, because God had to break me down so that they would see the obedience in me. Though in their mind, they were saying I weren't. Okay? So, you know, God, it say all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, right? So, God, she was sitting me down for whatever apparent reason that she wanted to sit me down. But that's why I also told them in my message that you just go ahead and you shut up and you don't say nothing, because whatever God is going to do, he's going to be glorified. And it may look bad, it may seem like it ain't the right thing. Wow. And now that I'm thinking about it, when I was saying that, that could bring a memory to them when they sat me down. It looked good to them, but it looked bad to me. But it worked out for the good of me, because it caused me to become on a level with them that I never was. And it took me to a level in them. I ain't gonna even say a level. It took me to an elevation in them. Because after that, then it was presented for me to preach on the first Sunday. After that the first Sunday was open for the evangelists to preach on, and ministers to preach on, and stuff like that. But now that I'm thinking, I said I was saying that it was this person and that person, but God had to, which he had already elevated me. He had already showed the elevation. I already was seeing it in my prayers, in my singing, in my fasting. I saw that I had elevated in God. I had went through different levels in God, but you know, they will come. They were so hard and struggleable. You know, I was feeling like I wasn't gonna make it, but I will go past that level. And see, let me give y'all an example. So when you're going through, you'll know what levels is. Levels are, it seemed like when one thing you get over, here come another one. When you get over that one, here come another one. When you get over that one, here, those are levels. And each time, the whole point of it is to complete it. Those who are gamers, they go through levels. They got to complete the game to go through the next level. And if you notice that in a game, when you complete one level and go to the next one, it's harder, right? So when you complete all the levels that God has placed in your life at that particular time to get to your next elevation, you will see it. You will see it. Yes, you will. You will see it. And all those levels that you're going through, your leaders is supposed to be paying attention. Your leaders is supposed to see it. So when you complete that last level, they don't know what the last level is. But when it's completed, they would know. God will let them know. All right, this is the last level, and this is the elevation. And bam, when you stand out and things start happening, and you start doing things the way, how can I explain? This is the elevation that I'm explaining. Once you finish those levels. Let me speak about myself. Once I finished those levels, I was in prayer, in a fasting prayer. And I felt my prayer go to, it went through the walls. I was like, oh my goodness, what's happening here? I was praying in tongues. I was singing in tongues, as well as speaking in tongues. Then I was preaching in tongues. And I don't know, maybe I was going through a testimony moment. It was like I was just having a service all by myself, and I was going through all those stages. I was going through a devotional leader. I went through to, a devotional leader, and whatever else there was in between that time. And then I went to the singing in tongues. I went to a level in devotional, and then I went to a level, I'm trying to think. I said singing, praying. So I went to a level in praying. I went to a level in singing, and then I went to a level in preaching. So that was all in one prayer time. And when I went back into another prayer, like maybe the next day or whenever, well, it was the next day, however it was, when I go into the next prayer, they was like in segments. So when I go to the next prayer, there was another level, but it was the same singing. It was another song. It was another way of singing. It was like I was just in my house by myself. You know what I'm saying? I used the term of yelling, but it wasn't yelling to, oh my God, why is mommy so loud? No, it was more so that whoever heard me knew that it was something spiritual going on there. So once I went through all those levels, then I hit the preaching level. And I was like bugging out. And there was a time when I was at a level where I was just like laid out on the floor. I don't mean like stretched out. I mean I was like bowed down, and I had to stay down there. And there was a one level of prayer where I just cried. It was just a crying prayer. I couldn't do nothing. I just cried. I mean, it was like from the depths of my soul. It was like somebody died, and I just brought all that up. Brought all that up. It was like a cleanup. I wasn't calling Jesus or nothing, but it was a moment of where I let out. I got all, it was snots and tears and spit and all that was coming out. But with that being done and completed, when I went to lead the service, what happened in my house showed up in the church. And I went to another level in devotional. My devotional was different. My songs was different. The way, I mean, it was the same song, but I was singing them different. I went somewhere. When I went to preach, I was preaching and preaching. I'll never forget that. I was preaching and preaching, and next thing you know, I found myself like preaching. And I was like, oh, sweat. When I was listening, and I ran it back, and I said, oh my goodness, listen to this. Listen to this. Even with me leading service, because I tape everything. All the services I tape, all the Bible studies I tape. I just recently started videotaping, but it was always audio. And I would go back and listen to it. And I would hear the elevation in my voice. And Bishop said it yesterday. I just want to throw that in. He was preaching. He was saying, he said, when you give your life to the Lord or whatever, however it is, you don't sing the same. I mean, I don't even think he realized what he was saying, but it's true. You don't sing the same. You don't pray the same. You see what I'm saying? And it's the truth. As you grow in God, your dance change. Your singings change. And that's probably where it say God gave me a song that the angels cannot sing. You know, you start singing songs that people never heard of. Or you start singing songs that people heard of. And they be like, wow, I never heard it that way. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, so enough of that. So let's go back. Saying all that to say this. I was taken to a place of sit down so that people could see the elevation that God gave me. And what happened is that they did not want to recognize it. Because I'll be honest with you, after that sit down and the way God worked it out, I should have been ordained as an elder. And I'm not saying it to be pig-headed or big-headed. I'm saying it as a point of what God did and how people don't want to recognize your growth in God. So, even if I wasn't ordained as an elder, I should have been moved to a place in the church that gave more recognition to me, where more respect for me. But instead, I got knocked down. I got disrespected. People didn't want to listen to me. But it didn't stop what God did in my life. It didn't stop me from moving upward. I didn't allow it to stop me. So these are the things, going back to my original reason for this video, these are the things that I would say to Michelle. Don't worry about that. And she would always say, yeah, Sister Jordan, I got that. I got that. Not to worry about it. Yes. To pray, whatever. She said, but I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I can understand it. And I know a lot of times I feel like she be trying to go down that route that I went down. But she can't go down my lane, because that's my lane. She can't do the things that I did. She can't even say the things that I said, because the effect is not going to be the same way. Yes, I backslidden, but I didn't backslide for a man. You say, yes, I had issues with people in the church. You see what I'm saying? But I handle it my way. Sometimes I handled it the way I felt like I should handle it, and it was wrong, and I had to suffer the consequences, and I had to get whipped. You see what I'm saying? And they still didn't get the message. Now that I'm handling it God's way, they still ain't getting the message. Why? Because God said they don't see me. And until they see me, they ain't going to see you. So, there's nothing else I could say about that, because of the simple fact until a person sees God, they're not going to see you as an individual. Oh, wait a minute, on my phone. Let me make sure I took off my... Let me make sure I... Sound like auntie up. Okay, so... Yeah, so, I'm about to end this video. So, that's the deal. So, I tried talking to her, whatever. And after her last outburst to me, right? And I just had to tell her, I'm saying, why does it always have to be about you? I said, why? I said, you talking about you did this and you didn't mean to do this and you didn't mean to that, but your actions let me know is pointing somewhere else. You saying that you got distracted and you saying this and that and the other, but the fact of the matter is, when it's something that you're going to do, you remember it. You see what I'm saying? When it's something that involves you, you remember. But every time it comes down to me and something that I want done with you, you forget it. I call you, I can't talk to you, but when it's time for you to talk, I can get you. You can get me. I'm available for you, but when it comes down for you being available for me, I can't get you. My kids and your kids been knowing each other for the longest, but you don't want to spend time with my kids. The only time we get to hang together is on a Sunday, and you rushing and you got to do this and you got to do that. You see what I'm saying? But yet and still you saying you my friend. You my friend, but you don't want to travel all the way to the Bronx to visit me. You my friend, but your kids can't hang out with my kids. It done got to the point where I'm afraid to even come to your house, because I know you don't want me to come to your house. Because every time I come to your house, you give a little vibe. You got to do this, you got to do that. Or if you cooking food, you don't want to share your food. You feed me this time, and I come back, or whatever the case may be. Now you don't want to do it. Oh, I'm tired. You give off these little vibes to push me off. And then you say little things, oh, I got to do this. Oh, this person's calling me. Oh, let me see what I got to do. Whatever. You see what I'm saying? You don't have time for us. So since you don't have time for us, I'm not going to come all in your schedule. I'm not of importance to you. I'm not a priority in your life, but you're a priority in mine. So it's time for me. It's time for me to stop putting you as priority and put God in the place of you. So that's where I am now. So now she's not that priority no more. I don't break my neck trying to call her. Certain things happen where I feel like I ain't gonna lie, I do miss talking to her, but I'm taking it as a good thing. Because you ain't growing, you ain't moving, you stay in the same place, you saying the same thing. You have this fighting spirit within you that don't pertain to me. Because I'm not gonna fight with you. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say what God wants me to say, and I'm gonna move on. If you don't like what I say, then you don't like it. And that's what I tell her. I say, I know you ain't liking what I said, but really, in honesty, I don't care, because I'm not going to go along with you and wrong. I'm not going to go along with you and your foolishness and whatever the case may be, and be guilty in the end. I'm going to feel bad in the end. No, I'm not. I'm not going to even try to go there. Not going to try to go there. So we're going to end this. That I guess yo, wish is crazy. Well, I'll probably get my clothes by May. It's been 13 days already. I made the order March 21st. Let me see. This is moving, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, so that's about it. So that's the deal, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really... that message. So, yeah, a lot of noise over there. is that? Let's see, Amazon. Really nice, Okay, let me see what she wrote. She said, okay, I see the estimated shipping date is currently 4/16. Okay, so hello?
Waiting for the answer.
Hello?
Hi, it's Miss Galicia, Miss Schwank. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. How was Easter?
It was great. Thank God. How was yours?
Oh, thank God. Same here. Same here. I mean, thank God the weather was nice and, you know, we were able to go out a little bit compared to last Easter. So definitely better than last Easter.
Yes, agree.
Yeah. How's Michael doing?
He's coming along.
Good, good. Did he enjoy his break?
Yes, he did. He did enjoy it. Yes.
Good, good. Yeah, we're just checking in with him and seeing if you were able to go by the school today to get the iPad.
Yes, we got it. I'm gonna have him on. I'm going to just wanted to make sure they gave me the password and stuff like that. So I just want to go into his stuff, see what's there, see what needs to be done, so I can organize him.
Okay, that sounds good. I want to ask you, because I know Michael's not a morning person like me.
Right.
You kind of don't want to, I feel him on that. So I want to work with him one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that I feel like he's better in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So are you okay with Michael and I working to say at 1:45, starting like tomorrow in the afternoon, just like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
Sure.
And it's just going to be like 20 minutes, like 20, 25 minutes, just me and him. like reading a book together.
Fine. That's fine with me. I'm sorry. Can you just give me your name again?
Yeah, not a problem. It's Gall.
Gall.
ICC.
IT like Tom.
Oh no, CC like cat.
Oh, ICC. Okay.
HIO.
HIO. Okay, just
Yep.
pronounce it for me.
Sure, Galicio.
Galicio. Okay, all right.
Yeah. No problem. So it's going to be the same first grade meeting code, which is first grade 304.
304. Okay.
And then it'll be at 1:45.
1:45.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Gotcha.
Yeah, and just tell Michael, don't panic. Tell him that he's doing, he's improving on his reading, so I want to keep that up. And just tell him it'll be for 20, 25 minutes.
Gotcha.
So, it won't be that long.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. All right, thank you so much, then.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a blessed day.
Have a good day. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let me go into another phone. I need to tape all that, but what's my phone? I got so many phones. Okay, we got purple, we got green, missing the red one. Okay, so I need to go. Just need it for a second. Yeah, I need to go. Let me go on his stuff too. What am I looking for? Okay, so we're gonna end this one.